So, what I'm here to talk about today is the Lafitte Housing Development. What is the Lafitte Housing Development? The Lafitte Housing Development is basically low-income housing provided by Housing Authority of New Orleans to lower middle class working families. The Lafitte Housing Development was built in 1941 and houses anywhere between 800 and 1,000 families. And the Lafitte Housing Project is also located in the Lafitte neighborhood, Treme Lafitte neighborhood to be more precise. And this neighborhood has been predominantly African American since inception. I mean, dating back to maybe like the 1800s, early 1800s, when Haitian immigrants came over and started to build on the land, which is now Treme, and buy real estate in an area that's now called Lafitte. So, this area has had a lot of hardships over the past 120 years. Mainly, or should I say more recently, the disaster known as Hurricane Katrina. But I want to take you back a little more. They cleared lines and lines of oak trees and built an interstate right through the neighborhood. And this further dove the neighborhood into depression. But now, you know, the neighborhood people having the pride that they have, they bounce back. They painted murals underneath the bridge. They painted murals of trees and murals of different historical events that unfolded, and you know, try to bring the neighborhood back, you know, back to its old glory, one might say. But I mean, when you lose a lot of black businesses like that, it's almost very difficult, almost impossible, to go back to your previous glory, your previous back in the early 1920s, there was an open market in the city, particularly in an area called Treme, where the Mahalia Jackson Theater stands. And you know, back in the day, the Mahalia Jackson Theater, it used to be where the people came together and you know, sold goods. They had an open market, kind of like the farmers markets and like the country towns, because you know, back in the day, New Orleans was a country town. But they came up with this great idea. Hey, let's build a theater right here. Let's build an auditorium. So they cleared out the business district in that area. So 1920s, cleared out the business district, built the auditorium, gone. So then later on, they built the Lafitte Housing Development in the Treme neighborhood. As a matter of fact, they built two housing developments, the Arborville and the Lafitte. The Arborville is actually located in the 4th Ward. And back in the day, due to segregation, the Arborville was the white project and the Lafitte was the black project. And the Treme Lafitte neighborhood used to actually be an upper middle class black neighborhood. You know, blacks owned a lot of large houses over there, like most of the houses on Esplanade. They owned a lot of houses in the Treme area. You know, a lot of doubles, skilled workers. I mean, you know, they had it going on. But they built the projects and they turned the area into like a low income area, or should I say a low rent area. And a lot of people don't want to live in low rent areas, so they rented the houses out. A lot of people moved, but you know, that's business. That's what people do. So the neighborhood bounced back. Even with all of this happening in the neighborhood, they bounced back. And on Claiborne Avenue, they had that was like the heart of the city's black business district, which was located in the Treme Lafitte neighborhood. So what did the city government of New Orleans do, and the state of Louisiana do? Built the interstate right through it. Prestige, I might call it. So the demographics of the area, though it's been predominantly black, it became more and more lower middle class black, or poor black. And the neighborhood still after that started to bounce back. Businesses started sprouting up all over the place, and it became, you know, rather lucrative for businesses. And a lot of the people who lived in the housing development had jobs working in the French quarters, or jobs working at the local hospitals, and they were actually, you know, contributing to the community and such. And as a matter of fact, one of the largest contributions was a lot of the jazz bands. A lot of the jazz bands had members who lived in the Lafitte Housing Development. As a matter of fact, most of the jazz bands had members that lived in the Lafitte Housing Development. I mean, Rebirth Brass Band, to name a few. Rebirth, the Hot Eight. So I mean, when they talk about the Lafitte, it brings this sense of a sense of homelessness to it. Like, it kind of brings this sense of New Orleans to you, because that's what it is. It's the heart of New Orleans, and the people are the heart of New Orleans. You don't have to be upper middle class or middle class in order to make a contribution to New Orleans. The culture is the people. And why is it that we have so many lower income families living in New Orleans? The education system's poor. The economy's poor. I mean, we have a place where education's low on the priority list, but building casinos